the end of the theme. Hi, Scott. How are you?
I'm great. How are you today?
I'm doing okay. It's been a busy week, but
Yeah.
we soldier on. Everything is good. Yeah, it's been beautiful. A couple of days here in Victoria, about 65 degrees today, and the
Oh,
cherry
that's
blossoms
nice.
are out, and it's lovely. It's just
Yeah.
it's a lovely place to be. We're supposed to be getting that what they call it, the atmospheric deluge, whatever they call it, tonight, which will be very bad.
Oh,
Weather.
really? Okay.
How about yourself? How was lunch today?
Lunch was wonderful. I don't know if anyone knows, if you're in Miami, the place to go is Joe's Stone Crab. They've been there forever, and they sell cracked stone crabs there. And it's so good, and it's so beautiful. The service is so professional. I've never had service like that before.
So you have a dear friend visiting, and you went to there. So when another dear friend comes from Victoria, will you take him to Joe's?
I will, absolutely. Nothing else will do.
Anyway, it's wonderful to see you, Scott.
Yeah.
We've got no guest tonight. We had a great guest last week, Ozzy, and I want to just put up something. We've got tons of comments here already, but I want to put this up so people can see. So, excuse me. Last week, Ozzy, I just call him Ozzy now. Osvaldo Martinez from Let There Be Sound in Miami brought his cartridge collection along. And he also did another video with his vintage cartridge collection. And that's the address there. So you can freeze that and copy down later and go, or just search it, Let There Be Sound. And sub up. He's got a great channel. Of course, you know how knowledgeable he is and how generous he is with his time. That's Ozzy's vintage cart collection. It was wonderful last week.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, before we get into the comments, I'm just going to bring up everybody. First of all, our friend Jim. How you doing, Jim?
Hi, I'm good.
Hi, Jim.
Yeah. Hi, Scott.
Only midnight in England now, which is nice.
It is until Sunday when the clocks go back.
Oh, God. And live from Tennessee.
Hi, Jack.
Hey, Jack.
What's the Tennessee football team called? The Volunteers?
Yeah, it's the whole thing. Everything here is Tennessee football.
It sure is, eh? And last but not least, Angie from American Sound and her other store that's kind of part of that, Angie's Audio Corner, just to make sure you can find her when you're going, when all our viewers go and buy stuff from Angie. So how are you doing, Angie?
I'm doing good. We just finished doing the Dallas show.
And how was the Dallas show?
Southwest Audio Show is what they call it.
How did you enjoy it?
Wonderful. It's a great hotel. A lot of people came out, and it's exciting just to show off what you've got to show.
What were you showing mainly? What speakers?
We were showing the avant-garde speakers, two of the smaller ones, and a bigger room with a bigger pair. The PE tables, Phasmation.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. And Jim, any gigs this week? Any concerts this week, or is it more NHS stuff?
No, I'm having a big sort out and clear out stuff at the moment. Trying to sort out all these records that I bought.
Well, you can do it like Ryan does, put them in a big box and send them over to Anthony.
Well, I'm afraid I'd have to take a mortgage out if I was to send you records from here, I think.
And Jack, how you doing, my friend? What's going on? I know you're on a big tour next week.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to leave.
We're going to be on the show.
Leaving Thursday because I wouldn't miss Wednesday night for anything.
Thank you.
So I'll be gone for, I think, 2 Wednesdays. One in Gallup, New Mexico, and the other one in Monument Valley, Utah.
Route 66.
In the monuments to Navajo country. But I'll be here Wednesday night. So
is that Route 66?
Yeah, I'm taking a client out on Route 66 on the way to Arizona.
You know the song, right? Gallup, Mexico. It's a great song.
Yeah.
Do you know who wrote that song?
Mel Torme.
Bobby Troop.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah. Bobby Troop. What's the name? Who's his wife? Julie London.
Julie London. Yeah.
Yeah.
The great Tierney Sutton. If you don't know who Tierney Sutton is, she's a singer, just marvelous. Unbelievable singer.
Look out for it. So here we go with some of the comments before I show some records. There were some important records to show tonight. Andrew from Oz. Hello, team. Greetings from sunny Canberra, 24 degrees Celsius. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Hope you have a great show. Question. Pierre Boulez, his legacy as a conductor and composer. Jim, what do you think?
Well, you know, he's some people love him, some people don't. I mean, I've never really warmed to his music. I have to say, it doesn't do much for me. But some of his recordings, he's got away with things, and it's interesting to hear him do Bruckner as a composer conducting another composer. Not necessarily my favorite choices, but you know, with the Vienna Philharmonic stuff, you know, very interesting what he does with some of it. You know, hey, it's his 100th birthday, isn't it, this week?
That's right. That's what they're all celebrating.
Yeah.
Fine conductor, very meticulous. I think I told a story last week or the week before about his. Usually, it was perfect. Like a real perfectionist. Anyway, and a friend of mine, a friend of ours, Jim, studied with him, Stuart Wilson, the oboist.
Oh yeah.
And he loved Boulez, and he thought he was a great teacher. Anyway, here we go from our beloved mascot, Joey Kalinicki. Hello, everyone. Hope to find you well. It's Wednesday, the best night of the week. Everything classical. That sure is. Okay, Jim, can you read that, bud?
James mentioned music pieces done by different artists. Paganini 24 Caprices by Maria Duenas is marvelous. But Jascha Heifetz playing Paganini 24 is breathtaking, unbelievable.
I've not heard them. Have you heard them, Jim?
I have. I haven't heard them for a long time. I mean, it was Heifetz's sort of, you know, his pet stuff. I mean, all that human sort of virtuosic, totally off the planet sort of virtuosity. It was, you know, just up his street. So, yeah.
And can you comment about that one? Because I know you reviewed it.
Oh, yeah, Julia Fischer. Well, I really like Julia Fischer. And in fact, I always think with the Caprices, it's how the violinist plays the number 6 Caprice, which is it's very interesting. Listen to it. If you've got it or you stream it, listen to it. It's a very interesting piece, and it requires control of huge amount of technique. But if you can really do that, and I think she does it brilliantly, she makes it very musical as well. Cool. And she also plays the Greek Piano Concerto on another CD.
I know
she can play both.
What an artist, eh? I mean, well, you know, when you were talking about that before, I thought you were talking that she did an arrangement for the violin, like
no.
Does the Beethoven violin concerto on the flute and stuff. No, she actually plays the bloody piano concerto.
No, it's the piano, yeah. I know.
Unreal.
No, I wonder. I don't think Heifetz would be able to play
no.
piano concerto. Anyway.
Oh, Joey, Jim says number 6. That's what you need
number 6.
And our friend from Mississauga, Eric. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Eric. How are you?
Eric.
Angie's been away, but she's back in American Sound, Angie's Audio Corner now. So just drive up. Angie's got a cartridge she's going to show you tonight, and it's start saving your pennies. And Scott and I were on Facebook together today. Scott, good evening from Virginia. Scott, how are you? Scott, can you read that, buddy?
Yes. Consider Salvatore Accardo on DG for the Caprices.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's wonderful. I think Peter's been on the show before, I think. Did you recognize his name?
I don't know.
Well, Peter, if you're brand new, a very, very warm welcome to you. This is what they call a safe space for classical. You can ask any questions you like. And we also do high-end audio. We've got a few things to talk to about tonight. But it's wonderful to see you here. Thank you so much. Please come back.
Did Milstein do a Caprices too?
Jim will know.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, for Capitol, right?
Yeah.
Capital
but he's more renowned for his solo Bach.
Right.
And I do think he's untouchable virtually in that repertoire.
Amazing.
But, you know.
Hi, Frederick.
And Ricci, Ruggero Ricci.
Oh, man, he's famous.
I heard him do them at the Albert Hall, at the Wigmore Hall.
Yeah.
And he does that trick where, you know, he actually flips the violin over his back while still playing. And I've never seen any other violinists do that. I mean, it was a concert trick that a lot of, I think Misha Ullman and all those people used to do it. how they do it, I don't know.
Why would
yeah.
they do that?
You don't do that with the viola.
Is there a reason for that? Is it just a show? Why
I'll
would
put
you
it between my legs and sort of try and get it on my back, and then over my shoulder, and then maybe I'll. Yeah.
Anthony, why would somebody do that? Put it over there.
I think it's just like any great artist, and they can do things. They just show off.
Well, to be honest, Jack, I knew many years ago when I used to make commercials, there was a guy who was in the 80s, and he'd been in the Russian state circus. And what he used to do was he played the violin, he'd play the Shardas, and he would do somersaults at the same time in the big top of the thing.
I used to do that with a flute.
He was absolutely amazing, but he was very old, and he literally looked like a body, and he used to be in all the Hammer horror films. And he told me this story once that they were filming with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, and they buried him in Highgate Cemetery, and they went off to lunch and forgot he was still.
Right next to the Karl Marx, great.
And yeah, and except for the fact that they had luckily given him a little bottle of oxygen. So when they all came back from lunch, oh, you know, where's Nick? You know, oh my God, he's still 6 foot under. You know.
Coughing.
So you know, and that's where all those tricks came from, because a lot of the violinists and a lot of circus performers who played violin and stuff could do all those weird tricks. It's I think there's a PhD thesis in there for somebody, but hey.
Angie, could you read Frederick's comment, please?
Greetings all. Big storm said to be coming shortly in Seattle.
Yeah,
we're getting one in Toronto too.
It's been gorgeous today, but it's the atmospheric river, so we're going to get pounded, I think.
Yeah, we're getting
Stay
pounded.
safe, Frederick. It's good to see you.
Hey, Scott, let's tell them about big storms.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gearing up for the hurricane season, and I'm kind of nervous. Everything's getting worse.
You can move to Victoria for hurricane season.
What? Yeah, that would be nice.
Wicked Exile. Good evening, Anthony and Scott. Hi, my friend. How are you?
Good evening.
And Peter said, and the key lime pie. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Okay. Now, this is Chris Peters. I'm sure Chris is new. If he's not, please interrupt me. Welcome, Chris. It's lovely to see you. We have a great peanut gallery here. Macadamia Gallery, as Ray Welsh calls it, from Christchurch, New Zealand. He always watches, sometimes live, mainly on the reruns.
99.
That's great. And you said, good evening. Ready to see some pickups. 99p and up. Yeah, that's right. You got to wait for Jim for that. And Jack, can you read that one, please?
This is from my good friend up in Brighton, Michigan, not Brighton, England.
Ah.
Hi, everyone. Wednesday's officially here.
Sure is. And Daryl, hi, greetings from Boston, from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts' greatest middle school music teacher. Hey, Daryl, how are you, my friend?
Yeah. I miss Boston.
So good to see so many, not new names, but.
Well, it's growing. I mean, you know, like I was telling some people today, I mean, we're getting more and more views. We have more and more people watching live. People, is a safe space. You know, there's no politics, no religion, no nonsense.
Joey's getting into Paganini. This is all good.
No VC drama, as they say. Just music and friendship and, you know, camaraderie. Billy, hi. We're now friends on Facebook, I think. So it was great to add you on Facebook. Bartok, sorry for the glitch. Oh, I've got to go back to Billy's comment. Oh, I missed a lot of comments. My God. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. James, good evening, all. Angie, what will you be showing at Expona?
Well, we're going to be showing the larger avant-garde speakers with some tube gear. We're launching some new products from Italy called Synthesis, which is modestly priced tube gear, considering tube gear is never modestly priced. We're going to be showing a fully active rhythm speaker that's not been seen before. So that'll be our launch. Some new digital front end, the new WattX Studio, the all-in-one air DAC. We'll be showing that as well. So lots of toys. It's a big room, and I know how to fill it.
She sure does. Half the stuff down in Scott's room already. And Wicked says, evening all. And Joey says, I love the Nat King Cole version. I'm not sure what I may have missed that in the
Route 66.
Oh, Route 66. Yeah, thanks. And
Tierney.
Scott said Tierney Sutton is excellent. There's another one. One of the ones I didn't know was Blossom Dairy.
Tierney Sutton, check her out.
Well, who's Blossom Dairy? Then I listened to her, and they're wonderful. And Wicked says Tierney has a couple of SACD demo discs. Wonderful. So, Billy, hi, gentlemen, found a couple of tulip dogs. Bartok, Concerto for Orchestra, Berlin von Karajan, and Haydn Quartet in G Dur. Your thoughts? Any good? The Karajan Bartok it's okay. The Boston with the click much better. And Haydn string quartets, you can't go wrong with tulip Haydn string quartets. They'll be wonderful. And Frederick says notable versions of Route 66, Nat King Cole and the Rolling Stones. I didn't realize that, Frederick. Frederick, you're so hip. You're so hip. You are, yeah. And James, James's son is principal violin of the Calidor String Quartet. So there's a pedigree there. He knows his violin. I agree, Jim, on Paganini numbers. I love Jamie Ennis's recording.
Yeah, Ennis is, yeah.
He's a wonderful artist from Brandon, Manitoba. And Angie, can you read that one from Sky, please?
Good evening, all. Let's connect at Expona, James.
That's James Myers.
Recommendation this week, Zimmer doing Schubert piano sonata number 2021.
Yeah, Zimmer is very, very good. And I think Peter gives us encouragement for that. Mike, hi, Mike. How are you? God, we have so many comments. We're going to get to the meat of the show in a minute. But we'll always get to the comments. It's always the most important part of the show. I agree with Milstein Bach. Fantastic. And
I'll tell you another little story which is interesting about Milstein. We had a friend at college, didn't we? A friend called Jane, who studied with Milstein periodically.
Oh, Jane Lodge?
Yeah.
Oh, she was your girlfriend.
All right. Let's keep it. Let's keep it.
Sorry, keep going, man. Sorry.
And anyway, she went for a lesson because he lived in Queen's Gate near the Albert Hall. And the butler opened the door and said, "Oh, yes, hello, yes, and come in and have a seat in the hallway, in the reception room." And he said, "Oh, Mr. Milstein will be with you in due course." For 5 hours, she sat on that sofa and listened to him play the same 20 bars of the Beethoven Violin Concerto for 5 hours. And then suddenly, he came out and go, oh, I'm terribly sorry. Very interesting.
Wow. Well, they're artists. I mean, and that I said to my friend from Montreal, I said, that sounds so difficult. He said, actually, it's not very difficult. But when I hear do, of those thirds, man, it's like scares me. Like, are they going to get to the top and then it's going to come down? I always find it sounds to me like it's very difficult, but he says it's not that difficult technically. Billy says he has Van Alstyne 3A signatures, Maggie 1.6s, yeah. Tecton double impact speakers. Have you ever reviewed any of these? Fan of Van Alstyne, old school, been around a long time. Richard Van Alstyne's a legend in the business. Maggie 1.6s. I love Maggies. I love the sound, but they need bass and they need power. Tecton, my friend, I am not a fan of that company's speakers. I don't like the look. I've heard them about 4 shows. I don't like the sound. And politically, they made some big mistakes with reviewers. So not that I've ever reviewed them. And of course, if you like them, I know, sorry. If you like them, that's all that matters. But you got you got Van Alstynes and Maggies. I mean, you're doing
Well,
very
they're
well.
also different from each other too.
They certainly are.
Yeah, it's like having 3 different cars in the driveway.
Angie,
Yeah.
could you read that one from Derek? That's a special comment.
Oh, we missed you last week. Aw. Thanks
We
to her, I
did.
get my
We
Face
did.
Nation tomorrow. You
So
betcha.
Derek-
You are going
Derek
to
bought a
do.
Phasmation 500.
And it was a pleasure talking with you too.
Oh, wow, Derek, congratulations. I think,
Yeah. Derek, you're going to be very happy.
I'm so, Daryl, no, Daryl, I am so sorry. I'm old. We're old. No, I'm old. I could confuse someone else. I'm so sorry, Daryl. Daryl is a research librarian, I think in Massachusetts. I'm not sure. Anyway, nice to see you, Daryl. And Scott says, great communities attract more viewers. It takes a little while to get the traction on YouTube. And you gotta remember, classical music, niche, vinyl, niche, CDs, niche, high-end audio, super niche. So we're hammered by these niche things, but it's things that we love. We love vinyl, we love CDs, we love classical music, and we love high-end audio. So what the hey, right? And Jack, can you read that one, please?
Yeah, hello, music lovers. Especially happy to see Billy Drummond in the gallery, as I bought several albums by him recently.
That wonderful. Hey, Alan, how are you? That's great. Yeah, Billy's a drummer, isn't he? Is Billy a drummer? I think so. And Sky, have you heard the Howells Piano Quartet on Lyrita? I think it's gorgeous LP, both musically and sonically. Do you know the Howell? Jim knows Herbert Howells very well.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got that recording. It's a lovely piece. It's why Howells is not as performed as often as Vaughan Williams and stuff. I don't know, because he wrote some fabulous stuff.
Yeah.
I believe I have that too.
Hey, Flaming Groove, how are you, my friend? What symphonies and composers have big brass? Well, Bruckner, Mahler. That's really all you need to know. There's others like Bartok and Shostakovich, Sibelius. But if you want big brass, just get Chicago Symphony playing Mahler, or get the new Bruckner box that Jack has up there. The Berlin Phil is very, very, very good. Very good. Joey said, now usually Joey is flirting with Leanne. Tonight he's flirting with Angie. Miss you, Angie. Great to see you. Joey, down boy. Just leave the women alone.
We absent more often. Thank you, Joey.
That's interesting. Tech writer said, I suggest Brahms Symphony No. 1 for brass. Well, absolutely. I mean, there's the horn solo, right, which is sempre forte, always loud, beautiful, gorgeous. And then there's that famous bum, 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 bum at the end, very end on the bass trombone, where, how old is Sarah Jane? 37 or 38 years ago, Jan and I were in Toronto seeing the Dresden Staatskapelle played Brahms 1 with Hans Bonk, a great conductor, died of Lou Gehrig's disease, unfortunately. But it was really, really good. And at the end, when the bass trombone is doing that, doubling the basses, Sarah started kicking. She liked it. She was kicking away in Jan's tummy. So that was fun. Jack, sorry, Jack. During my fantastic story there, you're showing records. What the hell's going on? Yeah, let me show. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Brass, yeah.
Jack, what are you showing it for?
Brass.
For the brass. Yeah, it's the brass. Okay, and Eric, we're gonna come back to that. There's some. Okay, so I'm gonna go big for a second. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna.
Can I show you an instrument? Oh no.
Yeah, that's okay. Let me just get through this.
No worries.
And then, no, that's okay, Angie. We want to see, Angie. We'd like to see your instrument. Okay, so we'll come back. Okay. On April 2nd, Jay Marsh is coming, Toronto session flutist and composer. So look out for that. She's wonderful. Got a very interesting project going called The Wild Flute. If you go onto social media, she's all over social media. She's a very impressive lady. She's going to come and talk all about that. Now, see, these are some new ones out that I've heard. I was doing the recording session for Maxim Shostakovich, Dmitri Shostakovich Jr. playing it with Maxim conducting on Chandos with Inji Tamorial. Peter was in the orchestra, and it was very good, and the orchestra was very good. But I heard Yuji play it with Philly and Yannick. It was unreal. I mean, just she's a superstar, and I hadn't really heard it. There's a and she starts pounding, and the volume goes from like forte with the orchestra to like crushing. It's fantastic. So yeah, now this with Boston and Andrews, it'll be great. So I highly recommend that. This is one of my favorite violinists. I've talked about it before, Alina Ibragimova. She's Russian, lives in London. Her dad was principal bass of the LSO. Schumann violinist, I'm sure that's beautiful, on Hyperion. And there's the new, I think Leanne was asking for one. That's a brand new one with Papano and the LSO. It's getting great reviews. That's for later. Okay. And I'm just going to remove that. Whoop, no, I'm going to remove that. And I'm going to go large, and then we're going to get back to Angie and talk about your instrument. So, okay, guys, this is what came this week. I'd like to thank my friend Scott for recommending this. It's on Testament.
Yeah.
The pressing is okay. It's quiet, but it's warped a little bit. But it's still, that cartridge can handle it. This is a remarkable record, beautifully recorded. Sometimes the French National Orchestra, the intonation is a little funky, but on the whole, it's very good. But she's marvelous in just the high register and the low register. I bought this specifically for my wife to listen to it because she loves the voice. And I hadn't heard Maria Callas sing a lot, and it's fantastic. Highly recommend on Testament. Right, Scott?
Yeah, it's great.
And I'd like to thank my friend Ryan from Maui. You see Ryan a lot. Ryan sent me more records this week. Ryan, thank you. Just amazing. I really appreciate it. This is really something else. It's on one record, of course, because he writes miniatures, Weben. Do you guys know how Weben died?
No.
Jim, do you know?
No.
At the end of the war, he was shot
yes, that's right.
He was shot by an American sentry for breaking curfew. Can you believe the tragedy of that?
That's right.
And this soldier never got over it when he realized who he killed. You killed Weber, but this is Quartetto Italiano. Isn't that a great photograph? Look how stern they look. Oh my God, that is one of the best Quartetto Italianos I've ever heard. The sound is great, and boy, Sky, if you're watching, that's a must. That was a gift from Ryan. Thank you so much, Ryan. I think you're going to be shocked with some of these that Ryan sent me. That's a knockout symphony. I didn't know Bach symphonies that well. Jim, you must have played a few Bach symphonies.
Yeah, I've never ever quite got into Bachs.
Me neither. But this is very good.
Yeah.
London Philharmonic, Maya Fredman, really good.
Oh right.
Then Ryan sent me this.
Mm-hmm.
And Larissa, look at I love that beautiful kind of, what do they call that?
Yeah.
That kind of purpley gray purple is beautiful. But they're both, I've played them all and and this wonderful New Philharmonic.
Norman Del Mar, yeah.
That's wonderful. Jack, what do you have to say about that?
I love that.
It's a great sounding record. I won't say it's my favorite version, but the sound and the sonics is amazing, especially the MoFi.
Mm-hmm.
Careful, if anybody has that and their turntable and stylus are not up to it can play tricks on the stylus, that record.
It's fantastic. The playing is out of this world. I would put this right up there with the power of the orchestra, the RPO.
Yeah, it's in the top three. Yeah.
Of course, why not? I think it's the triumvirate, the trifecta.
Yeah, for sure. I agree
But
with that.
the sound is beautiful. The playing, I think it's Gilbert Johnson. Da-dee-da-da-dee-dum. Gorgeous. I mean, you think, well, listen to the Chicago player. And I'm not sure who's in the RPO at that time. I think it was probably Philip Jones. It's wonderful. Not quite as good as the great man. But boy, Gilbert Johnson. We're going to talk more about Gilbert Johnson in a minute. Great trumpet player.
You never think of Philadelphia for their brass, but they're exceptional on that record. And Ormandy Sibelius with Philadelphia's brass is great.
Yeah.
Did you hear what Riccardo Muti said recently?
No, what did he say?
Too many conductors throw themselves around on the platform these days to little effect. He said, when people tell me that a conductor had dynamism and was like a dynamo, I say, no, a dynamo is what you put into your car.
That's right. Well, yeah, in the 1960s.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is the DG. This is not the original source. This is the original, and it's very, very good. It's a fine recording done by, I don't think it's, maybe, is it Gunter Hermans? I'm not sure if it's Gunter Hermans. But it's one of the Boston Symphony ones that are very, very good. Yeah, it's Gunter Hermans. I have no complaints about it. The playing is superb. Scriabin, Poem of Ecstasy, Ormandy with the Philadelphia is better. It's my favorite. Gilbert Johnson plays that trumpet part like nobody else. It's amazing. And the Romeo and Juliet is very good too. So, and Jim Memji was telling me that the Winter Dreams is very good. Go ahead and purchase it. And I'm sure this is as well. But I have the original. It was a gift from Ryan. It's becoming commonplace. Thank you so much, Ryan. It's fantastic. And finally, I mean, he sent me other records too, but I'm just going to show these tonight. This is the analog Pulcinella, the whole ballet with the voices. LSO, Claudio's 1979 from Henry Woodhall. It's for the ballet. There's nothing better. It is magnificent. And Jim Meyer was telling me today that he went into a record store. I'm not sure when. And the record store, and I said in Columbus that take this. You got to have it. And Jim said it's right. It's fantastic. Now the suite with Onaga that I showed from the Academy of Mountains in the Fields is probably even better. But I'm going to tell you something that's on this record that I just today I was smiling in my head, shaking my head. It's Morris Murphy's trumpet playing. I've never heard anything better. I mean, it's just the best. It's some of the best trumpet playing I've ever heard on anything. Because when you get principal trumpet of Chicago, I mean, I should know his name.
Bud.
Yeah, Bud Herseth. I mean, big. Morris can do Star Wars, but he can play pretty and delicate. And this is what this is. It's amazing. So highly recommend it. And it's analog. It's 79 with analog. Again, a gift from Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. You're forever in your debt. Now, Angie, let's go to your toy.
So at Expona, I had this gentleman play for about an hour in our room. So tell me what this instrument is, if you. Oh,
I can't see it. That's a sitar.
No.
Nope, that's the common answer.
Is that a tabla?
Oh,
It's a zither.
is that a percussion instrument? It's hard to see, Ange.
There you go.
Oh yes,
it's called a Cora.
Oh yeah.
It's multi strings. Was it 20 or 24 strings? And he played it in our room, and he got a standing ovation.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
And he's also on. You can stream his music, except I don't remember his name right now, but I'll get it. I'll get it.
You'll get it. That's great.
And then I wanted to show you one more thing, so that if you're curious to know, here we go. This is the horn speaker that we're going to have at Expona. That red one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to focus on the show. Sorry. Lovely.
That's
okay.
Instrument.
So now, again, please comment lots and ask questions, which you do. Please like and subscribe. We'd like to get that. We're on the way to 7,000 subscribers. It'd be nice to get there. And
great.
Don't be shy. Jump on and show some records, ask the questions, and some new guys. I mean, we love our team that come up, and it's wonderful. But we have room for more, so come on up. Just come hang out. There are no wrong questions or silly questions. Anything classical goes. I've shown you the upcoming guests. You've seen the new releases. Now, new gear announcements. So Angie's going to show you a cartridge in a second, but I'm going to go to our friend Scott. Scott, I'd like you to talk a little bit about your cables.
Oh, yes. Okay. Rob Fritz, who is the owner of Audio Art Cables, and I have been talking for the last few months and trying to outfit my system with cables, which I have never addressed before. So we had a couple of back and forths. I gave him some wrong information, so the first batch had to be rethought. But I'm going to show you what I'll be putting into the system. So these are the SE5 E+, 8-foot cryogenically treated pair with Furtec FP202G locking bananas.
Can you just show your mug so they can see the logo?
Yeah,
Your
sure.
mug so they can see the logo?
Yeah,
Oh.
I always have his mug.
If you don't have cryogenically produced speakers,
My speakers
then
are
you are.
cryogenically. Oh, look
That's-
at
that's how those
love
are.
cables.
They did have like an angular locking banana, but they didn't work with the Pandion speakers, which have the speaker cables in the base. So I had to have them redo these for that. But
Beautiful.
these are beautiful. Yeah, really nice woven jacket. Everything is gold tipped. So looking forward to getting that in there tomorrow. And now there's 2 power cords. So I've never had upscale power cords. So this is Classic Plus Cryo, 4-foot high current AC cable, Furtec FI15 plug set. There's 2 of these. They're thick. They're really they're kind of unwieldy. But yeah, these are beautifully put together. Wow.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah, very nice. And all of the interconnects are E2.2 Furtec FP110 alpha processed RCAs with gold.
You have made it in the shade, my friend, with Angie and Rob and
Yeah.
oh, look at those oh, nice.
Yeah. Sorry.
Nice
Yeah.
decorations.
Yeah, and these are slender. They're flexible, so that's good. That's one thing I was worried about. I don't have a lot of space for bulky interconnects, and these will do just fine. I got them in 3 different lengths, and yeah, that's it. So
Fantastic. Thank you, Scott.
he was such a gentleman, helping me with this and being patient.
Kindest, nicest man.
With the mistake. So I think I'm going to put in the power cords first and see if I hear a difference. I don't know if
does Angie have a different opinion? I was thinking put power cords in first. What do you think, Angie?
Yeah, there's a couple of things that you should do, and the order matters. But put the interconnect back in your hand for a moment.
I know they're directional.
Okay, that's what I was going to make sure that you noticed.
Yeah.
Because the directionality matters.
Big time.
So it's coming out of your source into your preamp.
Right. So follow the lettering, right?
No, follow the arrow. There's an arrow there.
Arrow.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a reason. There's many reasons for it, and everyone's got a different reason. But one of the primary reasons is that the way the cable is pulled off the spool is the direction of where you want to go. That's one thing. Another thing with balanced cables, the grounding is different from one end to the other. That's actually what determines the directionality of the cable.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
yeah.
The shielding, the ground on the shielding is different on one end of the cable as it is on the other. So
on RCAs too, or
yeah.
no? Oh yeah,
both on RCA and balanced.
Okay.
Oops.
That's okay. I'm just keep going.
Okay.
I tell you, and I'm nowhere near the audiophile that Anthony and most Scott and Angie is, but I have to tell you that I've replaced all my these little power boxes that they give you with turntables and strings.
Yeah.
I replaced every one with, I can't remember the brand, but they're almost half the price of the turntable, and immediately there was a huge difference.
People
Really?
don't realize cables and things, electronics. I mean, it's like the conductor that I have with my symphony. I mean, John made the difference between the maestro, which is very good. The conductor it's just the speed controller is incredibly important. Just let me I digress. Eric, our friend from Eric in Mississauga. Which DG original source records are good to purchase? I have some so far, and I like the ones I've purchased. Jack, could you show us the one you just got today?
Yeah, I have it. Well, I have it here. So this just came today. I had the original DG of it, and I wasn't blown away by it because I think Maestro Von Karajan spent too much time in the studio and screwed it up. I haven't heard this. I'm told it's real good. It's going to get open tomorrow. They pressed 3500. This is number 716. So, this is real good. I can tell you that most of them, Anthony, you tell me, but most of them are fairly decent. There's one or two dogs. The Peer Gynt is bad. The Grieg is bad.
The Beethoven 7 is my favorite, and the Ozawa Symphony Fantastique is very good.
The Ravel is good.
Very good. Yeah, the Ravel, the Abada Ravel. So yeah, you gotta read the reviews. The reviews of that have been very good. Now, so yes, Eric, go ahead and buy that. I think, like Jack says, only a couple of dogs so far. Let me just get that. Okay, so a couple more questions. Then we're going to go do a round robin of some records. Not mine, Jim's or Scott's or Jack's or Angie's. Chi Kianing. I think you're new, Chi. Welcome. If you're new, a very warm welcome to you. It's great to see you. What about Rabin? Jim, what do you think about Rabin? And Scott knows a lot about this guy.
Yeah, well, it's good because this week or last week, the new Rabin recording came out, didn't he? Again, tragically, died very young. Didn't, never actually managed to really sort of show what he would have become. But a great violinist and one of those wonderful immediate post-war people who had a lot to offer. And yeah.
Scott, there's a question for you here, buddy. Could you read that, please? Your mic's on. Turn your mic on.
Thanks from Tony Smith. Thanks, Scott, for your recommendation of the Testament. I purchased the Kogan and the Kondrashin albums. Do you or anyone on the panel use Subwoofer with classical music? If so, is one substantial or two? Oh, I don't use one. I used to have one, but now with these speakers, I don't use one. So maybe someone else can answer. I think it's important, though.
Jim, do you have a subwoofer?
Yeah, I've got a Yamaha one. It's on my surround sound. It's on the TV. But if I play something on Bluetooth, stream it or something, I usually put it through the surround sound initially. And yeah, it can make the bass a little bit boomy.
Depends on your subwoofer and the placement.
We're not used as orchestral players. We're not used to sitting there with the sort of, the disco boom coming out.
Like, I try to explain to people who look at me like I'm a nutcase, because I know Angie's big on subwoofers. But if you're a conductor, you hear that subwoofer just because of physics, geometry, slightly behind the beat in classical music.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything, just slightly behind the beat. And if you watch the video of Toscanini yelling at the basses of the NBC Symphony Orchestra, which is one of the funniest videos you'll ever see, he's screaming at them because they're behind the beat because of the size of the instrument. It's like an electronic bass in a rock band. They always have to play a little bit ahead of the beat. So that's why I'm not a fan of subwoofers, but many people love them and think it's very effective. I have a subwoofer with my.
They have to be set up correctly, though, Anthony. It's so critical.
Well, I have a subwoofer
in
my system for my Sonos system, and the Sonos sub is fantastic. So for that kind of music, it's really good. Now,
That's a good point. I mean, if you play recordings of opera from the 1950s and 60s, if you have a subwoofer, because orchestras always invariably played behind the singer, and in fact, that's the key. I mean, the great opera singers in La Scala and stuff learned how to synchronize themselves with the orchestra, because there's always a time lags between the orchestra sitting in the pit at La Scala or Covent Garden or whatever. But if you've got a woofer on it, it can accentuate that. It's interesting. You listen to one of those callous recordings from La Scala in the 50s with a subwoofer.
Daryl said Richard Strauss once said, going back to the brass, never look at the trombones, it only encourages them. I love that about Richard. You know what I always love about Berlioz said about the trombones? The voice of God. Yeah, Berlioz, he wrote for trombones so well, but then so did Richard Strauss. Scott says, so Anthony, are you saying we discuss eine kleine niche music here on the? Yes, we're very niche.
10 niches.
Flaming Groove, whose real name is Jack. Hey, Jack, how are you? I see you on a facial show. Yeah, James, of course, after several mentions of the LSO, which he was at a love-in with, he has to mention the Cleveland Orchestra, of course. Just heard Wang with Cleveland. Encore was third movement of Tchaikovsky 6. Wow. Yeah, I just read the review in Bach Track. Have you seen Bach Track? They do reviews. It got 4 out of 5 stars. Very good. Very good. 4 out of 5 stars.
Anthony, tell us about that. What is that?
It's called Bach Track. It's BACH track, one word. And they have reviewers from all over the world, and there's concerts from all over the world. It's amazing. It's right on yeah, it's good to get you. I go to normal brush right slip disc. Yeah, I'm just teasing. She's amazing. She's definitely a force of nature. Okay, Jim, we're gonna do you first, my friend.
Okay.
Any records?
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, the first one this week is Sir Clifford Curzon playing Schubert sonatas.
No, is that a real Decca?
And
don't tell me 99p.
It's virtually brand new. I don't think it's ever been played, really.
Things are mono.
Yeah, it's mono. It's 99p.
Doesn't matter.
The next one is now. I don't know what people think of this, but Studio 2 stereo, the 1812 Bournemouth Symphony Silvestri.
Oh, good.
It's phenomenal. I mean, it's a bit OTT sound wise, but and again, Scott, you probably know more about these. The actual Columbia.
Yes, some of those were. Yeah.
So I don't know, was that 60s or 70s or
60s?
I don't know.
Yeah, late 60s. Those Studio 2s are real humdingers usually.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen. Well, I've got one, I think, but I've never seen them on sale before. Then this is a little rarity. Misha Elman playing the Tchaikovsky violin concerto.
You are hitting it out of the park, my friend.
With London Phil and Bolt, and again, it's hardly ever been played. It's really fab.
Oh, it's
beautiful condition. And then you wanted to talk about this. This is the old the Kogan from last week, the Classics of Pleasure one.
Yes, tell us more about that. What's that sound like?
Well, it sounds. I played this. This is a thing I bought. Must have bought it 50 years ago now, but it still plays brilliantly, and it's a really solid record as well. I know it's Classics of Pleasure, but I reckon these must have been pressed from the original pressings. Whatever. And then what else have we got here? We've got Borodin string quartets. When the Melodia, again, this is
that's a good recording. That's great.
And again, beautiful condition.
Are they all from the same shop?
Hey?
Are they all from the same shop?
Yeah.
Good God.
And then finally, a little tour de force which I couldn't resist. And it is the John Barry album. John Barry conducting his own film scores with the Royal.
That'd be amazing.
and it's a Polydor.
Yeah.
And again, it's absolutely pristine. I don't think it might have been played once by somebody, maybe. But it's years since I've seen the Polydor label around. But that's fabulous because it's got all the Bond scores with Barry's orchestration for large orchestra. I don't know. I've never seen this on CD, so I'm presuming it's never been re-released on CD. So, but yeah. So those are my immediate little thoughts for this week.
Fabulous, Jim. I mean, they're getting better every week.
Well, I tell you that it is getting more difficult to find them. You've really got to search out.
You say that every week, Jim, but you keep getting these knockout.
Well, DG things I think are getting much more difficult. I think people have got wise to that. You know, people want to collect the DGs now, so you don't see them very often.
Well, you can send that Decker Curzon over. There's no problem. I'll give you $1.59 for that.
I'll tell you what, I'll put it on a cassette and send it to you.
I'd love to see that.
I've got my old Sony professional Walkman there. I'll stick it on a cassette and send it to you.
Angie, can you read that, please? Wicked XL.
Does any of the crew use a peripheral ring for records? Only if it comes with the turntable. It does help on warps, but more importantly, couples the LP to the platter and reduces resonances. There are aftermarket rings, I believe. In the old days, Audio-Technica used to make them. If your turntable is under $1,000 range, I don't recommend using it because it's added weight for the motor as well.
Yeah.
So the benefits there, but be careful what table you use it on. But it's a good idea to use one.
Angie, I'm going to put you up. You're going to show us that lyra or lyra?
Okay. This is a lyra cartridge. Let's see. We're going to find a spot for it.
That's not too bad. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you'll notice something on this. This is a mono lyra. So I have two mono cartridges now. What's different about the lyra cartridges, wow, good evening, is that they strip the body from the cartridges. And they do that with most of their cartridges. So you've got Lyra who believes in doing this. There's other cartridge manufacturers that do it. For example, Ben's made one, famous one called the Glider. And they believe that removing the body, and they dampen, which you can't see here, but they dampen the, that's a good one. They dampen right here where the cantilever is as well. So they believe that the resonances around the cartridges are eliminated. So then you get into what we all know and love is the phasmation. So they get into a full body, which is what most people are accustomed to seeing.
Oh, yeah.
But they use different materials within that body, which reduces a lot of the resonances. That's why it's so quiet. So
body's made out of duralumin, I think, which is that alloy. It's amazing.
But inside, they also use what's called a DLC damping. Oh, and that's like quietening down the motor, if you will. And it's so quiet that sometimes when you cue down the record, you're not even sure if it's actually cued down on the record. That's how quiet it is.
Yeah. Yep. That's happened to me a couple of times.
Did you notice that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So I just wanted to show those two differences in bodies of cartridges.
So what I've done, guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to invite people up and just go through some more comments. Hope I've looked after everybody and everyone's feeling loved and welcomed. There's the link. So some more questions here for you guys. Armin, of course, he's listening at work today. Hello, everybody. Yeah. And Wicked said that it's Tumani Diabate is the master of the Cora. That's the fellow you were talking about, Ange. Joey says, beautiful cables. And here we go, Scott, for you. Tech Writer says, can you read that?
What is the retail cost of the cables? I think they range between like $250 to $800 or so for the different lengths and different models.
And Alan says, I think you'll hear a difference, Scott. I'm so glad I got a good power cable.
Yeah.
Power cords are everything. I remember doing one, it was $2,000, lots of money, Alnic Audio, and I couldn't believe the difference. And I remember listening to some, what was the name of the album? It was a spy thriller, and the composer had asked for flutter singing. You do that, and the air comes out like a flutter on the flute. And on my cables, I forget which I had, they were good, but since I put that power cord in, I'm like, what am I hearing? I'm actually hearing the flutter tongue like actually clear and ridiculous. I mean, they do make a big difference. So yeah, you can go to Tech. You can go to Rob's site. It's very detailed, lots of different cables and different prices. So and you can just contact him. He's so helpful.
Very much.
Jack, can you read that one, please, my friend?
Says, I've received the Ozawa box yesterday, which is new. I've seen it. Really enjoying it. Not entirely a defect-free pressing, but it's about the music.
As long as the defect doesn't bug the music.
What music is that?
The Ozawa Ravel box.
Ravel. Oh yes, I think I saw.
And so I mean, it's a lovely performances and great Ozawa. That was my years in living in Boston when I used to go in the summers. That was all the time he was recording them there, and I would love to get them. Just, we've got a lot of them on LP.
Expensive, right? Is it 4 records?
Beg your pardon?
Is it 4 records?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate to be gifted some Cardas as well as finding some at an estate sale. Good cables can make a difference they can, and Cardas is very good. I put that up before. Ozzy says good evening to everybody, and Joey. Everyone's liking Joey.
Joey's got to come up with us.
Yeah, well, Joey, what is going on, Joey? I mean, come on, man. Angie's up here, the whole gang's here. We won't let anything bad happen to you. We promise you. And
Anthony, I have the name of the Cora player. His name is Dave Gilden.
Dave Gilden.
And he's got a YouTube connection there too.
Thank you very much, Ange.
All right.
Hey, Alan, how are you?
Well, thanks.
We'll see you, Ryan and Alan up. We'll get you guys in a second.
Hi, Alan.
Mark said, "Hi, love the Greek. What's the issue?" So what's the issue, Jack?
It just sounds terrible. I mean, it's just a bit. Whatever they did to it in the mastering, it's hard to. I don't know. They're so good and they're so precise. But boy, I gotta believe the master tape had to be good, or else they wouldn't have done it. But who knows? I mean, it might have been depressing. Whatever it is, it's screechy. It's strident. It's not good.
I could see that maybe.
Awesome records, James. Beautiful records. Fabulous, James. Jim says, Jim never mentions the name of the shop. Time to unleash the drones to follow his footsteps. That's right. That's right. And adding to the stage is Sky. Hey, Sky, how are you? Sky, you must get that Veben Quartetto Italiano.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
I do not have that one.
It's not expensive. Well, Ryan's giving it to me, so you're not getting it. But it is so good. It is amazing.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything from Weber. I don't.
It's amazing stuff. Anyway, I'm just going through some of these. Eric says, James, you're bringing the heat. Awesome. You certainly are, my friend. And Armin says, is the order in which you power up your equipment important? Angie, what do you think about that? It's a great question.
Absolutely. It is important if you have a power amp. Excuse me. If you have a power amp and a preamp, you want to turn the preamp on first and then the power amplifier. Integrated amp doesn't really matter. Always turn your sources on last. Let everything come up to snuff and then put on your DAC, or actually a DAC should never be turned off. But if you have a CD player, that will be probably the last piece to turn on.
Andrew, what's your view on leaving solid state equipment on all the time?
Most solid state has a main power switch on and a standby. So you can leave it on standby all the time. You don't do that with tube gear.
Which I do. I'm not sure you
Don't leave
see it.
tube gear unattended.
My MBL, there's a white light on, which means it's on standby. Some more great questions here. Jim says he's going to be by your room at Exponent Angie for the free samples.
All right.
Derek says, I wish these live streams were longer. I skipped watching hockey games to that. Well, thank you, Derek. I will tell you, Derek, that 90 minutes is just perfect. As they say, leave them wanting more. You know, when you're conducting a professional orchestra, it's like as soon as the show's finished in the pit, or they're out of there, they're gone. Right? You won't find them, right? Oh, let's go see the orchestra in the pit, children, and they're gone, man. There's nothing there. As soon as you start conducting amateur groups or semi-pro groups, they want to play for hours. And Jim's been to a couple of my concerts when I conduct the Oakville Wind Orchestra. Can we do another 30 minutes, Anthony? My arm's falling off, like they just. So yeah, we like to leave them wanting more. There's my friend Jim. Hey Jim, how are you?
Good.
It's great to see you. Well,
Hi, Jim.
we're going to come to all the gang in a second. First of all, again, for the people, we've had a lot more people watching now, 55, 60 people. These folks here, Ryan, give us a little wave. And Alan, give us a little wave. Sky, and of course Jim. These guys come up all the time. They're incredibly dedicated. We have 9. We still have room for one more. So so Joey.
Yeah. Joey.
The Ozawa box is great. So Matthew, Postal Playboy, said that. So Joey's like, hi, Alan. Hi, Sky. Just come up, say hi.
Yeah, Joey.
Alan says, thank you, Angie. Scott says, when powering up and powering down separates, just remember FOLO. What the hell is FOLO?
First on, last off.
Thank you. Who's that, Alan?
Yes.
Thanks, Alan. Oh, way to go, Alan. Billy, here you go, Ange. Any opinion on Quicksilver?
Any options on Quicksilver amps? Wow. Depends which version you have. Yes. You could look at, but they're not cheap.
No.
You could look at Airtight. Their 300B amp is out of this world.
It's gorgeous.
On the more affordable, you can look at the synthesis that I'm just now bringing in from Italy. They have KT66 tubes in them. I think you'll like that.
Gorgeous. Okay, I think we'll leave the questions. Keep them coming, guys. We're gonna come up. Okay, I'm gonna do building a library just for a second. And next week or whenever we get to it, it'll be Sibelius First Symphony. But I want to just do what I can get everyone up. I want to do the Mozart clarinet concerto. That's my recommendation, guys. It's Jack Reimer, who was principal clarinet under Beecham with the Royal Philharmonic, one of the world's greatest clarinet players. Thomas Beecham doing Mozart, which is always elegant and beautiful. And for many years, Jack Reimer's recording, he re-recorded it with the Academy Sonatas in the Fields on Philips. It's wonderful, but it's not as good. So that's my recommendation. And if you can get on vinyl, it's great. It's also got a knockout bassoon concerto with brilliant works, and another amazing artist. Another one that I like very much, Sabina Meyer. She was principal flute clarinet of the Berlin Phil, and now just is a solo because she had a massive fallout with the orchestra. Carrie Ann insisted that she stayed, and the orchestra said no. So Carrie Ann left the orchestra. But she's wonderful, a great artist. I think that's it. Okay, and that's for next week, Sibelius 1. So does anybody have, let me just get out of that. There it is. Remove. Does anybody have a Mozart? Let me get a Ryan. Let me get you big Ryan. There's Ryan. There he is. Okay, go ahead, Ryan.
I've had 2 of the same clarinetist, Gervais. And this is with Anthony Collins and LSO. This is a mono. Gervais
That's
player.
fantastic. Jerry DePaia was a great clarinet player. He went to the Lincoln Center chamber ensemble, but when I was living in Montreal, they would say le concerto pour clarinette de Mozart played by avec Gervais DePaia. Gervais DePaia. It is Gervais DePaia. Really good. Not my favorite sound, but an amazing player. And this one is, yes, that's a great one.
Yeah. So this is a blowback. I played clarinet in middle school and high school, and I listened to the Benny Goodman Munch Boston one about a couple hundred times, and I got really tired of this. I didn't really seek out too many different versions, but this one I think is really good.
Who's playing?
Gervais DePaia.
Gervais DePaia. Yeah.
Peter Mugg.
Oh yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Two great suggestions. And anybody else get a Mozart?
Yep.
Hang on, let me just get everyone back to this. So many people here now. I can't. Okay, we'll come back to it, right? Sky, let me just get you. Here we go. There's Sky.
I have a lot. Thank you for recommending this. So we have the Mozart Quintet. This was my first. It's unique. And then my always favorite was the Colin Davis.
Oh yeah, but that's the Bram is the second one.
Then the Mariner is always sounded really great on vinyl, but then I found the Bicham. Bicham is great.
Oh yeah, it's just musicality.
Yeah,
plus Bram is so easy.
But after that, Jim will like this. It's my favorite is Cell with the Cleveland.
Oh, with Marcellus. Oh,
Jim
will love
like
that. Jim's already got that ready to go. Yeah, Marcellus is a great clarinet. I mean, just an amazing clarinet player. Do you know what happened to Marcellus? I mean, he was. Thank you. Great recommendations. Marcellus was playing in the orchestra. All of a sudden, he had a hemorrhage, and it came right out of his ear and hit the bassoon player. I think. Poor man, but he survived it, and he got back to playing. But he was. Jim, can you show us your recommendation, my friend? Of course. Well, it's a great one.
I used to have that's the Epic, right, Sky? You have the Epic version?
This is actually, this is Columbia.
Oh, it is Columbia. Okay, I used to have the Epic, but I gave it to a student, and I've never seen it since then. And then
you're a clarinet player too. You play clarinet too, don't you?
I play clarinet. Yeah, I've listened to Marcellus and sat in, listened to him many times.
It's an amazing player.
Yeah. And then this one, Harold Wright.
Another great player.
Yeah, he really is. And there's a difference in some of the versions out now that are, a lot of the people from the late 60s kind of got into the Bassett clarinet. So you'll hear it like Martin Frost and Sabine Meyer does the Bassett clarinet. So, it's actually written for that. It extends down. It's the one with the long ears.
That's right.
All right.
Wonderful.
Bernstein is good too with Peter Schemtel, I believe. He did with the Vienna.
Peter Schmidl.
Yeah, Peter Schmidl.
Just died.
Yeah.
Wonderful. By the way, people out in who are watching, and by the way, if you're watching after the live stream, thank you so much for watching. And the live stream, any of these recommendations you can get. If you can get one, stream them, or if you can get one for cheap, it's really worth it. But the Harold Wright, amazing clarinets, Boston Symphony, Marcellus with Cleveland, Gervais DePaia, Bernie, what's his name?
Anthony, I've got a question for James down in the corner, if I could. James down in the corner.
Oh, we've got an echo.
Uh-oh.
We're hearing it 3 times. Okay, be careful. Okay. Anyway, so we'll come back. We'll come back to that. Okay, so that's. And now, Alan, did you have a copy of the Mozart?
I do have some. I have this one.
Who's actually? That's not the clarinet concerto.
Oh,
That's,
I'm sorry. So it's clarinet you're looking for?
that's a great record, by the way.
Okay, I have this one.
Oh, Carl Leister. Oh, he's my favorite clarinet. He's wonderful. Boy, we covered all the greats tonight. Wonderful. That's the one. That's the only one you have. That's great.
Then there's 13 wind instruments. I don't know if that counts.
That's not it. No, but that's
Okay.
that's a beautiful piece. It's a gorgeous
Right.
piece.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Then I have
My
flute.
my
But that's
goodness. Okay, so out of just for building a library, you have Deutsche Gramophones, you have Columbia, you have EMI, and they're all great. My personal favorite is still the Jack Bryant with the Beecham, primarily because the playing is so elegant, it's effortless. But it's so, Beecham with Mozart was so amazing. But I think if you have, Harold Wright or, even the first one this guy mentioned, I forget his name, he's a Viennese clarinet, is wonderful. Postal Playboy said Hemorrhage, what the hell? Yeah, it's a famous story with Marcellus, I mean, terrible. I mean, Marcellus, and then of course Dougie Cummings, principal of the LSO, had one right on the stage. They had to carry him off, and he got back to the LSO, but it was not, people used to say, what is the best? And he just said, oh, the two virtuosos in this orchestra. Very simple: Dougie Cummings cello and John Fletcher on tuba. John Fletcher on tuba died of cancer when he was 58, and Dougie had a very, very bad hemorrhage. So yeah, unfortunately, it does happen to musicians as well.
Marcellus, he lost his eyesight, so he had to stop playing after that, and then he took up conducting, and that's what he did for the rest of his career. Conducted at Northwestern and taught.
And not just a great player, a great teacher, famous teacher.
Oh, he was really a great teacher. Yeah.
Wicked says Schifrin is beautiful too. Schifrin, oh yes, Schifrin. Yeah, he's a New York player, I think. Yeah. There's so many great
Cleveland too.
It's such an easy instrument. It's not like the flute, The flute's really challenging. There's no resistance, right? So I'm sure, right? The clarinet, you stick that reed in your mouth and you bite down. My buddy Wolfie shows how easy.
All in the reed, right?
That's right. Joey says, "Great records, Alan." Good. Okay, we've got about 15 to 20 minutes. Does anybody have any records to show? Scott, did you have some records to show? Did you say?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm going to show you some Telarcs in a second, but I wanted to just say I did a tape to disc comparison of this. Now, you know that I covered this title once before on the channel, comparing the original and Jack's version, which this is actually. Jack sent me that one early, and I compared it to the tape, which another viewer sent me to loan to do this. So I have that video coming up shortly, and it also includes this comparison as well. So that's really, Simon and Garfunkel. That was very interesting. I have the RT707 here now. So, and the Phasmation and the Perpetuum and all that. So it's very, very interesting. A couple other things very briefly. They're not a classical. I just want to let you people know that they're going to be coming up is the K.D. Lang Ingenue One Step is here, just arrived.
And you're reviewing that for Audiophilia, aren't you?
Yes, there'll be a review in Audiophilia and also on my channel. And, getting heavy with Black Sabbath Paranoid. Classical influences. No.
This isn't Rachel's show, Scott. This is not Rachel's show.
I know.
No,
That's a big deal right now.
Yes,
sold out 5,000 copies in one day. Yeah. So I pulled out some Telarcs that probably not many people have seen some of these. This one is Louis Lane and the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra. The later one, it's a DMM pressing.
Fantastic.
That's a keeper.
Yeah, all of them are. I think I love Stan Ricker's work on these. The organ recordings are great too. Michael Murray. This is a beautiful one. Yeah, that's in Boston, right? That's Boston. Yeah. And this you don't see too often either.
That's lovely.
Yeah. I really like I really like these. Even I don't care if they're digital. This was a TAS Super Disc list title. Not hard to find though. Shostakovich. And this one was as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know that one at all.
Yeah, Slatkin.
Mhm.
They had a great hall there in Atlanta, I think.
Yeah.
This is another Slatkin. You don't see this too often.
It's a good record.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful record. Beautifully
Right.
played. The barb is good on that.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is okay. This is Eric Kunzel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
these Cincinnati Pops. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
the pop record. And this is, of course, a famous one.
Oh, yeah. That's a big,
Big sound. Big sound.
Great conductor.
This is a reissue on 180 gram. I like the original. Here's one you don't see that often.
Never seen that one.
Some nice pieces on that.
Easy.
And that's I don't know if you can read. I can't even read it. Eduardo Mata and the Dallas Symphony.
Oh yeah.
He
Yeah.
died in a plane crash, private plane. He was flying in
Oh.
in Santa Fe, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
What a shame. Oh, yeah.
New World with a Slatkin. You know, some of these performances aren't the greatest, but I think it's interesting for the technology and the miking and
great
stuff
record.
like that.
That's a famous record.
It's a very
Renner,
good.
yeah, this is great. Renner and Woods really did a nice job on these, I think.
Oh, that's a famous one.
Very
I,
good.
I remember seeing these in audio shops back when they first came out. They were like special records, you know.
I didn't show this one. I want to show because Ryan sent it to me. Scott, do you know this record?
Yes, of course. I have that.
That was a gift from my friend Ryan.
That's a nice gift.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a beautiful gift. I love that cover. Of course, Speaker's Corner did it too.
Well,
But,
Scott, this is an original.
it is an original wideband. Wow.
From my friend Ryan.
Yeah,
There he is, right there, Ryan.
Ryan.
So Ryan says to me last week, he says, we're talking about David Monroe, the fellow that he committed suicide. And he kind of started the whole early music revival in England. And Ryan goes, oh, I sent you a David Monroe record. I was like, what? Then all of a sudden it came. Ryan, you're so kind. Thank you so much. Those records were not. I didn't show them all, but too limited.
I have a question for Ryan. Ryan, are these from stores in Maui? I didn't think they had record stores there.
Some of them are. Some of them I've got online. I used to be able to get a lot of bluebacks, like this one I picked up.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Now you're just showing off, right?
No,
As it reaches a blueback. So I was listening to it, considering whether I want to get that Maria Duenas or not.
You should like a Maria Duenas, and that should go in the next package to Victoria. No, darling.
Well,
That's a very good
one
record.
It's a little noisy. I got another one. That's it's a later. This is not a blueback though. This was from Tower Records. It cost $9, I guess, back from Tower Records. But this is probably from the '80s. This sounds better to me. So I can send you this because I'd rather listen to Tower Records.
No. But I mean, they have lovely records. The Maria
I
Duenas
just
is
got this though.
now that's how yes.
I would love
Is
that.
that what you were whispering about last week? You said Elias Argo.
It's lovely on
Yeah,
hearing
so I think you're mentioning that. I just did get this. When I was listening to it, I realized I already had a copy from Japan. I bought this in Japan. It's a King Super Analog.
Oh, look at that! What do you think of that?
So Japan.
Yeah, what do you think of it?
When I first listened to this, I thought that there's no way the Argo could be as good as this because this sounds fantastic. But the Argo sounds really good too. They're a little different. This is a little darker and the bass is better. But I really like the Argo.
Yeah, I got beautiful.
So yeah.
Joey said awesome, Ryan, and then Ryan is the man. He sure is, man. I'm telling you.
So Scott, you're listening to this. You said you're listening to this a lot. Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Aficionado.
As a matter of fact, I'm using it in my review of the Perpetuum as part of the evaluation. Yeah, I love it.
This is one of the most amazing sounding piano records. Unfortunately, it was direct to disc in one take, and I don't know if Camille was having a bad day. There's a lot of mistakes in it, so I have a hard time listening to that.
He's pounding the Boston Dover.
What's he playing? What's he playing?
Apasionata.
Well, now you know why. Our friend, who's coming on our show, the Dutch pianist. I'm trying to remember his name. I'm so old. He's recorded it direct to disc, and it's very good. But the Apasionata is a you know what to play. It is so difficult.
This is my favorite version of that Apasionata. I don't know if it was directed. It wasn't directed disc. This is Ivan Moravec.
Moravec, yeah, wonderful.
Concert. This is a fantastic. This is on 45 also, but it doesn't sound nearly as good as that other one.
Wow.
He's my favorite pianist now. You know Athena, the audiophile label Athena. This is Moravec playing Debussy and Ravel piano pieces on. This is probably my favorite piano record now.
Oh, wonderful! He's a great pianist. My friend Robert Silverman thinks he's a friend of his, and he said to me, "This Moravec guy is like just unbelievable."
Anthony, you have this version of the Petrushka.
No matter what I have, Ryan comes up and trumps it, man. Where'd you get that from, Ryan?
This is an Athena version of the Answer Me in Swiss Lamont.
The Answer Me. Sorry, I thought that was the Oscar Danon one. No, I was thinking, how the hell?
That's this one.
Okay.
This does. This sounds. The quality of this is very similar. You know how good the Oscar Danon sounds on that Chesky, but this is very similar.
Yeah,
that's a great better interpretation.
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
Yeah, so I'll stop for now.
That's amazing, Ryan. Amazing. I love when you bring out the Ricci. Oh, but I have another one just in case. If he wasn't showing it to the world of vinyl fans and classical music fans, he wouldn't be doing that. Because what he's saying is, Anthony and the world, this is what I've got. But I've also got this. Isn't that great? It is, right. I'm just teasing you.
Somebody was asking about Michael Rabin. I think they were talking about the Caprices, Paganini's. Because Ricci, I think, was the first to record them. Rabin came out right after him. People didn't think it was possible, I guess, to do them since Paganini died. And Ricci made his album. I think Rabin followed.
Eric says, great record, Scott. You also bring in the heat. And Ryan is on fire. She always got the. And Wicked said, Robert Marino did some wonderful work with his Athena label. Yeah, it really is. I mean, I've got his. Who's the earlier, not the later one with onto the turnabout one. The
Slavonic.
No, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Rachmaninoff.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Who's the original guy? Doug Sachs. Oh my God.
Sachs,
fantastic. Fantastic. Great. Okay, let me just remove that. Okay, does anybody have any records to show?
Yeah, Scott, did you buy the Testament reissue of Paganini with Rabin?
I think I have it right here. Let's see. Oh no, I know which one you're talking about.
It is so good. It is.
Yeah, it's
right?
My friend Jim and I bought a bunch, and that's in the batch that's coming.
Yeah, I would love to hear your take on that. It sounds fantastic.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to hear that. The two that I have are these two.
Oh, hang on, bud. Hang on, bud. Go ahead.
This one.
Oh yeah.
Glazunov and Paganini violin concertos, and this is the Mendelssohn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What a collection you have. Amazing. Sky, did you have a record to show?
Yeah, of course, always the string quartet. Here's the Emerson string quartet.
Oh yeah.
They did this live, and they have the the piano here is just who was the pianist? The Kissing. I mean,
Yeah, Any Kiss is wonderful.
the way they have chemistry is like a peanut butter and jelly. It just sounds extremely good. And combination of the Emerson String Quartet, I mean, doing the Mozart and the Dvorak, and then Fair, and then ending with the Shostakovich is just a thrilling ride. I really recommend it. I think it's really good.
That's
Wow.
one of their last.
Thank you, Sky.
Yeah, one of their last. I wish I was at their last concert they did. I think it was the Beethoven and Schubert, and that would have been really fantastic.
Yeah, I was there.
Oh, you were?
Did you? Oh, fantastic. Great, guys. Well, my goodness, we're going to get a couple minutes left. Does anybody have a very special record they'd like to show?
I've got a couple of records for Scott.
Okay, let me just.
Scott likes organ music and I don't. So I pulled out 2 records. I'm getting more of them.
Oh,
But
nice.
here's
Look
one
at that
of them.
Argo.
Oh my God.
King's
I don't
Color
have
Chamber.
that.
Beautiful.
And then I've got one more.
I love the Argo records. Yes, I do
that's
have
nice.
that one.
Yeah.
That was a companion to Power of the Orchestra.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, really, Scott? Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we've only got about 3 minutes left. First of all, before we do our round robin and see what's going on, I want to say thank you to the people who are watching live. We had about 55 to 60 at one time, which is great. I was happy to have you all. Let's hope it keeps growing, pushing classical music into the firmament. That's what we want. And a very special thank you to the Peanut Gallery. My God, you're amazing. Incredible questions, great kindness, great knowledge, and very inquisitive questions. We love that. What's going on this week, guys? Any concerts this week? Anything? Are you going to that beautiful hall, Sky, in Kansas City?
It will be next week. But the thing I'm going to be missing is I'm really sad about. I will be in Expona, and during that weekend, I'm going to miss the Britten English folk tunes and Mozart Concerto No. 3, Britten String Quartet, and the Haydn Symphony No. 1. It's really.
Oh.
You'll be in Expona, and you'll be knocking on Angie's door.
Yeah, I will.
Hi, Angie.
Yeah.
It's your favorite. It's not that Joey guy. It's me, Sky.
1620, start at the top.
It'll be the same location you were, right, Angie?
Yep.
That's wonderful. Jack, you're off on tour. When are you off on tour?
Off on tour. I'll give you a 20-second story. Jack Renner was a client of mine in my photography workshops.
Jack Renner?
Jack Renner. He was
Tell
a
her.
little egomaniac, but he was a good guy. One day a box shows up, and I still have half of them aren't even open of Telarc.
Oh, yeah?
Wow.
CDs.
Nice.
Oh, CDs, yeah.
Wow.
They're some of the best.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, well, the Telarc CDs. I read an article called "Whatever Happened to Telarc." I don't think Philly should read it. It's an interesting company.
Just listen to the Previn
Ron Williams' Second Symphony.
Williams too.
Oh.
Telarc.
It's one of my favorite recordings of anything.
He's unbelievable.
It is fantastic. What about you, Alan? How's life in DC?
Very good, thank you. Yeah, spring's here, so it's pretty good.
Bring us spring.
I was going to show this quickly just because it's
hang on. Let me get you big.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a lovely record.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Very nice, and it's.
Do you know what he did? You know what? Do you know the history of that piece?
I do not.
Siegfried Idyll. Wagner took all the tunes from Siegfried and put it into a small orchestra, 13, and got his friends. Beautiful, very delicate, very romantic. And they played it on the stairs outside Cosima's bedroom for her birthday. Isn't that beautiful by Wagner? Of course, they're both vicious, racist anti-Semites, but don't let that worry you. I mean, Cosima Wagner was even worse than the old man. But it's a lovely anecdote. That the music is gorgeous. That's a great recording. Jim, anything going on this week, buddy? I think you said you're not doing much this week.
Yeah, but in May I'm off to the Concertgebouw, so I'm going to be looking up things to do there this week. I haven't been to Amsterdam for a while, and I'm going to Utrecht and various places in Holland. So I love the Concertgebouw Hall. It's great.
What a haul. Anyway, guys, that's it for tonight. Stick around for the after show, which is going to be a brief one tonight. Exhausted. Guys, have a wonderful week. And thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Good night.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.